Hi, this is Rafael. Welcome to Expat Living, my YouTube channel. Thank you all for coming across this video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to stay healthy in the Philippines. Now, I must warn you, I'm a paramedic, I am not a doctor. So if you have any medical concerns, any medical emergencies, please make sure to call 911, your emergency number, or reach out, go to a hospital, reach out to a doctor for any concerns you might have. I've just been living in the Philippines here for a little bit, and I'm going to talk to you guys about things that I do from my personal experience to stay healthy in the Philippines. Now, there's a few things we have to worry about. It takes 6 months for your body to get used to being a new environment, okay? So within those 6 months, you're most susceptible to the heat, to skin rashes, to all these conditions that your body is just not used to. All right, so when you're here, you have to worry about the heat, of course. You have to make sure you hydrate often, drink lots of water. You gotta watch out for sunburn. You gotta make sure you're wearing sunscreen, especially you guys that come from northern countries, people with very light skin. You have to take care of your skin so you don't get sunburn and don't get skin cancer. We have to worry about mosquitoes. Philippines is a malaria and dengue endemic country. We have to worry about malaria and dengue here. There's prophylaxis medication you can take for malaria that you have to take. You have to consult with your doctor about it if you want to take it to decrease the chances of getting malaria once you're here. And then for dengue fever, there's nothing you can take for it before you arrive here. It's just a disease that your body has to get used to, and if you get sick enough, you just have to go to the hospital, and they help you feel better to tolerate the disease until it's out of your body, out of your system. But if you're feeling sick, any concerns, any questions, just go ahead and call a doctor, go to the hospital, okay? Don't just rely on my video. I'm just telling you about my personal experiences. So you gotta watch out for the mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are more active during dawn, when it's getting darker outside, so you gotta make sure you cover your skin. You gotta make sure that you wear like an insect repellent. These are things that you can do to protect yourself. Other thing you have to worry about in the Philippines is the dogs. This is my pet dog down here, but there's a lot of stray dogs in the Philippines, and they have rabies in the Philippines. Rabies is a disease that is always fatal if it's not treated promptly, always fatal. So what you have to worry about, I know in our countries we see a dog, we see a cat, and we go ahead and we pet the animal. Here you cannot be touching dogs, you cannot be touching cats, even if it's like a small puppy, you should not be touching that dog. Typically dogs won't get out of their way to attack you, but you should not go out of your way to pet them either, or try to give them food or anything, because that dog might have rabies. And if you get bit by a dog, let me tell you guys, there's a lot of animal dog bites here. And that's evidence, because every city has an animal bite center that's open 24 hours a day. So that's a problem that happens here a lot, the dog bites. So you have to worry about if you get bit or scratched by even a small puppy, a little kitten, you have to go to this place and start your rabies vaccination series so you don't die from rabies. So please, if you see a dog, I know I'm a dog lover myself, but here in the Philippines, you have to stay away from, sorry, start coughing. Here in the Philippines, you have to stay away from petting dogs, trying to feed them stray animals outside, because they might have rabies, all right? One thing you have to worry about is traffic. I'm sure they have laws giving pedestrians right of way, but in reality, cars don't really give pedestrians right of way. You have to take care of yourself. Now, also a lot of people, when it comes to traffic, a lot of people rent motorcycles and small scooters to get around, but you're not going to be able to, most of the fatalities that happen when people rent the scooters typically have to do with alcohol and people not wearing a helmet. If you're gonna rent a motorcycle, just make sure you're wearing a helmet and make sure that you're not drinking and that you're sober while you're riding the motorcycle. That's how most people have problems with when they get into accidents on the motorbikes. So these are all things that you can do. You gotta watch out for the food as well. There's bacteria here in the food that we're not used to, because we come from other countries. Maybe we don't have those bacteria. So you have to be very careful with the water. All the water that comes from the faucet, none of that is drinkable. None of that is potable. You have to drink bottled water. You have to brush your teeth with bottled water. You have to cook with bottled water. All right? So, because otherwise, there's a lot of things on the water here that's very unhealthy, and it's not good for you to drink. Or to take with your food, or even brush your teeth with it, all right? So that's a way that you can protect yourself. Other thing you can do about the water is you can get yourself a typhoid vaccination. Typhoid fever is a disease that's transmitted, it's waterborne. It's transmitted to drinking water that's contaminated. Maybe a good idea to take a consult with your doctor once again. I am not a doctor. Maybe a good idea to have the typhoid vaccine before you come out here to the Philippines and a lot of all these countries that you have around here. So these are some things that you can do. Make sure like you take care of yourself. Make sure you stay healthy. I've come here many times. I'm living here and I stay healthy. And for sure, you might have some like problems with your skin because the humidity is so great and there's no air conditioning everywhere you go, like in our country, especially coming from the United States. Maybe like Europe because it's cooler, or other countries that have a drier environment. You come here, the humidity is very great, so you might have some rashes at first. If it really bothers you, please go see a doctor, all right? Go to a local pharmacy, talk to a pharmacist, talk to a doctor, because that might happen here. It takes your body a few months to get used to this weather. Even my dog arrived here, and my dog gets overheated before any of the other dogs that are here locally because he's not used to this. He's not used to the heat. I have to keep giving him water. I have to keep pouring water on him because my dog came from the U.S. and he's not used to this environment like all the other dogs. No problem. They're napping on the middle in the heat on hot concrete. My dog came from the United States, living with air conditioning. He's not used to it. Same with us. It takes about 6 months for your body to get used to being a new environment, so you have to take care of yourself until time passes, so you're healthy and you enjoy your stay. Thank you guys for watching.